really like these old P.O. box doors. I mean, they've been making the same kind of designs since really the late 1800s. And it's sad, but most of these probably just end up in a scrap heap or getting smelted down to make something else. There's no plastic in them. They're all metal. They'll last forever if you just take care of them. The glasses are replaceable in low numbers. It came from the P.O. box. But what I like about them and reusing them in a project such as a small bank for a little kid is imagine the history on these things. I know that these designs right here probably came between the 30s and 50s. So they more than likely held things like draft notices, birth notices, wedding announcements, who knows, Valentine's Day cards, Dear John letters. I mean, most of these have been around for both of the world wars. I mean, there's just what they've done over their lives. I mean, they're just unbelievable history behind them. And you can pick them up for anywhere between $7 and $20. They have a whole bunch of different styles. I just prefer these $2 numbers. Now, I am making these into banks for my nieces and nephews, and probably sell some at craft fairs. Most of the combinations I've found out are fairly similar mechanically. We have a little bar right here. In this version, right here, you have a bar right there that rotates around. This one, when you move the arms, that little bar right there moves. And we have a slot right here in the gear. So when I spin one of these dials, it spins that gear around. So all I have to do is make sure that this dial meets that gear, and now I'm going to spin the other gear around. Oh, I was already there. And as soon as I can do that one, I can move the little bar arm over, and the door lock opens. Now the combination that this one is currently set to is T and looks like a little after F. I like to reset all my locks so that the letter A, and I got to close it to twist them. They all line up to letter A and the last letter of the alphabet, which for this one is the letter V. That way, if I ever forget, they are all going to be the same. And when I sell them, I can tell people that they can change them very easily. So here's how easy it is to change. Okay, make sure I got it set to A and V. I'm going to turn it over. And all I'm going to do is remove these two gears right here. Okay? So I'm going to take off this top screw, and when I set them down, because different locks are different setups, I will always set them down in order I take them off. There appears to be a little washer underneath there. Then I'm going to remove this top gear. Just pop it off. I notice that there is a little brass thing right here. And it goes underneath this gear. So evidently that separates this gear from these two gears from the gear I just took off in this gear. But in order to get the one on bottom, I need to take that off. Okay, and then I am simply going to remove that. And then make sure these are set to A and V. So now, when I reposition the gear on, I make sure it slips down into the slot. So A is lined up. I'm going to replace this, making sure it goes underneath. And I'm going to put this gear on so it lines up, sinks in with the gears. Put the washer back on. And the nut back on. Okay, so I'm going to go past A once, and then come to A. V, and the door locks open up. So we just reset the lock on your niece or nephew's new little bank. That's all there is to it.